Hi, this is Dr. Gordo, and welcome to the Raven and the Writing Desk. Today we're continuing our series on English spelling patterns by looking at, or rather listening to, the sound U. The sound U can sound slightly different depending on the words, and it's also created with a few different spelling patterns, namely U, consonant sound, magic E, the letters UE, the letters OO, and the letters EW. So let's see if we can figure out patterns to words with the sound U. So our first pattern is our pattern because of the consistency and the way the sounds are formed, but we're talking about the sound U in two slightly different forms. To me, it's best heard when you hear the word as a whole. So there's the type of U we hear in cute, excuse, use, cube, huge. We can hear the U sound in those words, but we can also hear it in June, rule, rude, and Luke. So when you hear the two words right after one another, cute, June, excuse, rule, I hope you can hear that slightly different take on the sound U. But at the end of the day, it's still you saying its name. And so what do we do when we have one vowel that's teaming up with the magic E? We simply go the vowel sound that we're talking about, so U, then the consonant sound, which will probably be fairly obvious. It will be a clear sound, such as the word cute. You can clearly hear that T sound. And then we finish it off with the magic E, also known as the silent E. So for our first pattern, regardless of the particular U sound that's being made, the pattern is the same. Go with U, consonant sound, magic E. Now, when we hear U at the end of a word, it could be spelt UE. I say it could be spelt because, as you can see, there's going to be some competition to this pattern, and we're using these patterns for this particular sound rather loosely. Words that end with UE: blue, glue, rescue, true. So if we hear the sound U at the end of the word, it's usually spelt UE, but hold that thought. Some exceptions to the rule that is simply need to be learned: shoe, do, you, as in the second person pronoun, to, as in the preposition, to, as in the number, through, canoe, and you. And as we're going along here, of course, if you're going to be adding a suffix to any of these words, you're going to be dropping that silent E, the magic E, and be putting on the proper suffix. So rescue becomes rescuing, continue becomes continued, and so forth. Now, sometimes when we hear U at the end of the word, it's actually spelled EW, as in new, grew, few, nephew. So unfortunately, I do not have a rule to give you about, well, how do I know if it's U as in blue, UE, or U as in EW, such as new. It's just something that as you practice the language more and more, you're going to just simply remember which words fit into what category. And so I apologize, I don't have something better for you in the meantime. I actually have some more news along this line. We get into another U pattern that is actually spelled with the letters OO. And once again, we have different U sounds, such as the word moon as opposed to the word foot. One consistency here is if we have this sound, it's going to be in the middle of a word. Of course, there'd be some exceptions, such as moo, the sound that a cow makes. And there are some other words to commit to memory. I won't read them all to you, but I'll read the first few so you can hear the difference in the U sound. Group, soup, lose, could, would, should. So these are words, for the most part, they're high frequency words. So you're going to be using them enough that makes them a little easier to remember. Now, something interesting in passing is the words blood, flood, door, floor, and pour. Even though they follow the spelling pattern of the double O, they're pronounced differently. So particularly if you compared it to your regional dialect compared to the way that I say these words, you're going to notice that there's something different about the way the OO sounds in these particular words. So to clarify that pattern, if the sound U is in the middle of a word, it may be spelled OO. But sometimes the OO sounds like U as in look. So to try to bring some clarity to all of this, when the sound U is heard within a word, write U consonant sound plus the magic E. Other times it's going to be spelled OO. We're just going to have to learn with that in time. Likewise, when you hear U at the end of the word, it's either going to be spelled EU or EW, simply depending on the word. You'll just need to commit them to memory. So I hope you found this information helpful. If you did, there's other spelling videos. Just check out our spelling playlist, or just check out one of our videos on grammar. In the meantime, if you could please like and subscribe, it's very much appreciated. And if you have any questions, please put them in the comments. I'll do my best to get back to you as soon as I can. And so I thank you for your time. Have a great day.